This is the story of the rhino horn. Have you ever heard someone say that rhino horn can cure illness, make you healthier, or even that it's a symbol of wealth and power? People use rhino horn like a kind of medicine, put it in the mouth and swallow it whole. If you have, you are not alone. These beliefs have existed for hundreds, even thousands of years, especially in Asian countries like Vietnam, China, or other regions. But here's the truth that might surprise you: most of what people believe about rhino horn is wrong, and these mistakes are not just harmless misconceptions, they are pushing rhinos, one of the most magnificent creatures on this planet, to the brink of extinction. Let's explore together the most common misconceptions about rhino horn, and why they continue to exist. We'll look into the historical roots of these blind beliefs, from traditional medicine to the black market, and discover the devastating impact these myths have on rhinos, ecosystems, and even on humans. Before diving into the myths, let's first understand what a rhino horn really is, and why it's become so highly sought after. Rhino horns are not like the horns of cows, goats, or deer. They are not made of bone or cartilage. In fact, rhino horns are made of keratin. Keratin might sound complex, but it's just a protein that exists right on your own body. It's your fingernails. It's your hair. It's even the fur on our bodies. Sounds very ordinary, but why would something so ordinary drive the world into a frenzy? The answer lies in blind beliefs and economic value. In many countries, especially Vietnam, China, and some Southeast Asian nations, rhino horn is considered a magical remedy in traditional medicine. People believe it can reduce fever, detoxify the body, boost health, and even cure serious diseases like cancer. That's not all. In some places, rhino horn is also seen as a symbol of wealth and power. Some people are willing to spend tens of thousands, even hundreds of thousands of US dollars just to own a piece of horn, to use it as a wine cup, a decoration, or to give as a prestigious gift. But here's the harsh truth: science has proven that rhino horn has no medical effect whatsoever. Many studies by reputable organizations confirm that rhino horn is no different from your fingernails. If you have a fever, a cheap pill will be 1,000 times more effective than sipping a little rhino horn powder or chewing on your nails. So why do people still cling to this belief? There are several reasons. First, in Eastern traditional medicine, rhino horn has been recorded for thousands of years, since ancient dynasties. But back then, people didn't have modern tools to analyze what rhino horn is made of, so those beliefs were based only on observation, experience, or even guesswork. Second, it's human psychology. The rarer something is, the more valuable it seems. Rhinos are rare animals, so many people assume that their horns must be special. Otherwise, why would they be so rare? Illegal rhino horn traders often spread false rumors, like rhino horn can cure cancer or boost male performance, making that part as hard as a rhino's horn. These rumors prey on the hopes of people looking for a miracle, especially those battling deadly illnesses. In some places, owning rhino horn is a status symbol. This drives people to buy it, even if they don't really believe in its effects, just to show off. Specifically, in traditional Chinese medicine, rhino horn was mentioned as early as the 3rd century BCE in texts like the Shenong Benqiao Jing, a famous ancient medical book. Doctors of that era believed rhino horn had a cold nature, so it could reduce fever, detoxify, or treat heat-related illnesses. In Vietnam, rhino horn also appears in some old remedies, often used for high fever or seizures. But here's the problem: science was undeveloped, and traditional doctors relied on oral traditions or observation. They didn't know that rhino horn was just keratin, with no special compound. Moreover, rhinos were still plentiful at that time, so using their horns didn't have a big impact on their population. Everything started to change in the 20th century, when population growth and advanced hunting technology came into play. Especially in the 2000s, a rumor in Vietnam caused a huge surge in rhino horn demand. It was said that a cancer patient had a miraculous recovery after using rhino horn. Even though this rumor was never verified, it caused the black market price of rhino horn to skyrocket, at times, more expensive than gold or drugs. These rumors are often fueled by smuggling networks. They don't just sell horns, they create underground marketing campaigns, spreading the idea that rhino horn is a magic cure for men's health or for terminal diseases. The result? Rhino horn demand exploded, and rhinos became the target of brutal poaching. In today's digital era, social media and the internet have made things even worse. Unverified articles, videos, or ads about rhino horn's supposed benefits spread easily, especially in high-demand countries like Vietnam or China. Even though conservation groups try to debunk these myths, false information often spreads faster than the truth. Now let's go over the most common myths about rhino horn that many people still believe, and the reasons why. Myth number 1, rhino horn cures cancer. This is one of the most dangerous rumors, especially in Vietnam. The story of a cancer patient miraculously recovering after using rhino horn led many people to rush out and buy it, driving the price up to hundreds of millions of dong per kilogram. But the truth is, there is no scientific research, from any reputable medical organization, proving that rhino horn can cure cancer. Oncologists warn that using rhino horn is not only useless, but could also make patients miss out on effective treatments like chemotherapy or radiation. Myth number 2, rhino horn detoxifies the body. Many people believe rhino horn can remove toxins or cool down the body. But what does science say? Keratin in rhino horn cannot interact with toxins in the body. If you want to detox, drink water, eat leafy greens, or see a doctor. That's much more effective. Moreover, using rhino horn to detox can be dangerous, because horn powder, if not processed properly, might contain bacteria or contaminants. Myth number 3, rhino horn boosts male strength. This belief is common in some Asian countries, especially among people looking for a miracle to improve health or male performance. They want to be as hard as a rhino horn. But there's no scientific evidence that rhino horn has any such effect. Instead, studies show that a healthy lifestyle, regular exercise, balanced diet, and good sleep is the real key to better health. Myth number 4, rhino horn grows back, so poaching doesn't matter. Some believe that since rhino horns can regrow, cutting them off doesn't harm the animals. It's true that horns can partially regrow, but the problem is, poachers don't just cut the horn, they usually kill the entire rhino to get it quickly, because removing a horn from a live rhino is extremely difficult and dangerous. Also, if not done properly, horn removal can cause infections, and the rhino may suffer and die slowly. Myth number 5, only Asians use rhino horn. Many think that rhino horn demand only comes from Asia, but in fact, the rhino horn market is a global network. Besides Vietnam and China, rhino horn is smuggled into many Middle Eastern countries, Europe, and even the United States, where some people use it as a luxury item or an unproven supplement. These myths are not just harmless rumors, they are causing serious consequences for rhinos, ecosystems, and people. Today, there are around 27,000 rhinos left in the world, across 5 main species: white rhino, black rhino, Indian rhino, Javan rhino, and Sumatran rhino. Of those, only about 75 Javan rhinos remain. In Indonesia, Sumatran rhinos fewer than 80. Also in Indonesia, black rhinos number around 6,000, mainly in South Africa, but the population is rapidly declining. The main reason for this drop is poaching. To harvest the horns, every year, hundreds of rhinos are killed, especially in South Africa, which has the largest rhino population. On the black market, rhino horn can cost up to $60,000 per kilogram, making them prime targets for international crime syndicates. Rhinos have existed on Earth for 50 million years, from the same era as the dinosaurs. They are part of natural history, symbols of strength and resilience. If they disappear because of false beliefs, we will not only lose a species, but also a priceless legacy for future generations. Rhinos are not just animals, they are also ecosystem engineers. They eat grass and clear the savanna, making space for other plants and animals. Their dung enriches the soil, helping trees and grass grow. When rhinos vanish, entire ecosystems may collapse. rhino poaching doesn't just harm animals, it causes serious problems. In countries where rhino poaching happens, it fuels organized crime, increasing violence, corruption, and instability. So please, protect the rhino, and remember, rhino horn is no different from your fingernails. Thank you for your interest and for following this story. Please subscribe, turn on notifications, and share, to continue supporting Factly Curious. Now, I want to say goodbye.